Welcome back to the Afro Anime Initiative podcast. Here at the Afro Anime Initiative, we discuss everything in Afrofuturism from A to Z, plus a couple letters that haven't been discovered yet, because it's the future. I'm your host, Darren Bradley, along with
Paulina. Hey guys, I hope you are well.
For Show. And before we get into our main topic about some wise words that Robert Johnson said about reparations, let's talk about our social media that you guys need to follow us on. Follow us at Afro Anime Initiative on Facebook and Instagram. And while you're on Facebook, follow the page and the group. Do both. We share a lot of stuff. And follow us at Afro underscore AI on Twitter and right here on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, do all the YouTube things like share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another podcast, especially a podcast where we talk real quickly about streaming stuff and then get into some real things. Let's kick off with Dwayne Johnson just saying, hey, I want to be the number one movie star forever. So let me not only star in big movies, but produce big movies. And we got news this week that not only is the movie Red One is in production with Amazon, he also has a new movie starring Yasser Abdul Mateen II. I hope I got it right this time, with Emergency Contact with Warner Brothers. And that's just a couple other shows and feature films in the pipeline for Mr. Dwayne Johnson. Paulina, how do we feel about Dwayne Johnson submitting himself as the number one movie star in the world?
He's keeping himself busy, honestly. Instead of, because I know for the longest time he's like, we only hear him being determined to have Black Adam going on screen and just keep going forward with that. But he's keeping himself busy and he has ideas and projects he wants to get off the ground. So good on him, good for him. I hope it provides more work for people who really need it, who are deserving of it, and who actually have innovative ideas. But who knows? Could be the same old action flick. We'll wait and see. But good for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty cool. I
yeah,
just I just like the like it's not putting all your eggs in one basket. We got
yep.
stuff here with Amazon, stuff here
Mm-hmm.
with Netflix, stuff here with Warner Brothers.
Yep.
He probably gonna get something with Disney soon. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep. He's everywhere.
that's
Good for him. That's all
like
you get. That's how you do it.
yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Dwayne again with the production company, not just going out there and getting a check. No. Building up your business, making these deals, like saying, hey, I'm more than just a pretty face. I also got some really good stuff I want to show. And I like that. So good for you, Dwayne. Good moves. Good moves. And then I don't think this is really important. I think it's just really smart
Mm-hmm.
news. Netflix has inked a deal with Powerhouse Animation, the studio behind Castlevania and the new He-Man Universe cartoons that are coming out for Netflix. And they just inked a first look deal. Powerhouse, good on you. Hey, Netflix, we just made some of the hottest stuff in the game with y'all. Maybe you want to buy some more stuff for us. And if you don't, at least we're going to be nice and say, hey, here's the first look. I think that's great, especially with the money that Netflix is spending. They'll probably see something from Powerhouse and be like, yo, here's $1 billion. Please keep it here. Please. Please, 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 please. So good on Powerhouse for inking this new deal with Netflix. Paulina, how do we feel about Powerhouse signing this first look deal with Netflix?
It's smart. I'm impressed. It's Netflix knows where the money is because Powerhouse has produced some really cool animation so far. So Castlevania did great. I think there was Manos. There that series apparently. I think that's still going. I have no idea, but I heard that was pretty good. So yeah, keep it going, Netflix. Keep it going, Powerhouse. I'm looking forward to seeing more. I think they also did what if it's Son of Zeus? Was it? Is that what it's called?
Blood of Zeus?
Blood of Zeus. Sorry. Yes, Blood of Zeus. Yep. That was them too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
keep it going. This is awesome. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, and I just like it because it's like it's not putting all their eggs in one basket. It's just saying, hey, the person with the most money for the basket, you get to look first. That's good. That's real smart. I like
Yeah.
that.
Shoot.
And it's good to keep it, and it's good to keep the pipeline open because we know how long animation takes, especially good quality animation. And yes, they have the Castlevania spin-off series down the pipeline. The He-Man series is coming soon, but it's like no. Let's look to the future. This stuff is done. It's in the bag. We got you. Let's see what else we can do. I think good, smart idea. Good look on Powerhouse. Good job. Okay, like I said, quick, short, simple streaming news, guys. Going on in entertainment. The America is opening back up. Don't know why, and the rest of the world is still suffering. So things are building up, but they is moving slow. But we're gonna go to our main topic. Robert Johnson has some interesting things to say about no relation to Dwayne Johnson, by the way. But Robert Johnson has some interesting things to say about reparations this week. Paulina, tell us what's going on with Mr. Johnson.
So he is the well, I can't say apparently. He is America's first black billionaire, and he wants reparations. He wants a $14 trillion reparations. Well, he has a $14 trillion reparations proposal. That should be enough to like close the black-white wealth gap. I'm not. I'm very curious to know how he calculated that. Like, how is it 14 trillion? Like, where does he fall on that? Like, how did he get there? Anyways, yeah. So the new rep, like, he's aware that it takes a lot to even address the whole reparations thing because we know how America is, especially the American government and a lot of Americans who think we should just let this go and move on. But I think he's onto something here. Now, I'm not sure. I don't know if I read the article correctly. If he will be a part of providing or helping provide these reparations, or he specifically wants the government to do it. So he does analyze what reparations means because I think he said that there's like two components. There's the atonement and then there's the monetary one. So the atonement part is, having America admit that yes, they screwed black people over. And then the other is okay, to acidify that, what should be done to help, I guess, if that makes sense. But I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about this, Darren?
Robert Johnson's full of shit. First off, that number is way too low. 14 trillion will put a dent in the wealth gap that has been created through slavery, Jim Crow laws, and the aggressive and abusive power of racism, white supremacy, and anti-blackness in this country. $14 trillion is a drop in a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Two, he's already talking about how they are trying to fake like they giving reparations, and they only giving small programs, targeted programs like the program that happened in Evanston, Illinois, which we talked about a few months ago, and certain government programs that are supposed to help close out the racial rough gap and just inequality here in America, which we all know when people say that they do stuff for black people, what they really mean, hey, we're gonna say it's for y'all, we'll make sure everybody get it first, and y'all will barely get anything or nothing at all. Robert Johnson knows this. Robert Johnson became the first black billionaire by selling off something that was actually beneficial to black people, BET, which gave people a platform. He sold it off to racist, white supremacists, and anti-black people so he could become a billionaire. When he could have had a bigger, more powerful, more profound impact on black culture, on black business, and black economics if he kept the damn thing. So let's be clear about that first. And I believe his 14 trillion came from a study that was a half-ass study by the United States government and hearsay and just random thought processes about the damage that has been done to black people over the years through slavery here in the continental United States and Hawaii and Africa. Oh yes, people, slavery touched those places too.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, that's some preliminary stuff. That's stuff done by the very government that should be paying reparations, keeping the number low. Most people estimate that the number for actual reparations to actually make it us on equal footing for the years of damage that Jim Crow has done, slavery has done, lynchings have done, redlining, school systems, destruction of jobs, the destruction of healthcare in the black community, at least $90 trillion. Because again, we are a nation within a nation. $14 trillion does not begin to put us on the equal footing for how much money we have made for this country and the people who have come into this country off the backs of our fight and elevated themselves. 14 trillion ain't even close to how much money they've made. Hell, we get into the $1 trillion alone when we just cover music. That's before anything else. And it's funny, like I said, the first black billionaire comes up with this number and speak about these things, but he doesn't talk about a way for us to stop worrying about begging the government for checks, even though they do owe us reparations and we ain't gonna forget and we gonna keep calling for it. But a black billionaire who was a business owner doesn't come out here talking about, hey, black people, start your own stuff and fight for that. Fight against the laws that take away your business. Fight against the laws when they illegally do condemnation on the buildings that you purchase, but then you know it's a building owned by somebody else with busted pipes. They don't go in there and do none of them. Do more quality when you open up a black business. Take pride in the stuff that you work. And just because you in a black neighborhood, don't treat like, well, it's my people, they'll be all right. No, treat it like you give a damn, like you were serving other people. That's the thing, Mr. Johnson, as a business owner, as a billionaire, as the person who created BET, the structure that has dead down to the denigration of our culture in modern society, the man who started and then who sold it off to white people. Maybe you should talk about those points instead of trying to lowball the reparations that the United States government owes black people in this country. Because yes, $14 trillion is lowball. And as a billionaire, as a person who has reached the upper class of business and maneuvering, because I believe what Johnson owned Johnson and Johnson is BET. It was the airline, a couple of mags. The dude is prevalent in black business. Make more black billionaires who actually understand that there needs to be reparations. Because even the way the Vice article was written is racist. Black billionaire wants to somebody to cut him a check. What? He not say, he want a check. He's saying his people deserve a check. Even the way the article was written is racist. But Mr. Johnson, didn't you used to own magazines, which you sold off most likely, if I'm not mistaken, to white people? Why you didn't keep the magazines so people can actually write a real legitimate article about you? That's the thing we need to be focused on more. I believe that the United States government owes foundational black Americans a check. Facts. But I also believe that foundationally black Americans and anybody else that's going through the struggle need to get their shit together. Racism, white supremacy, and anti blackness are going to always be there, but we don't have to help it. I think that would have been a better conversation for the first black billionaire to have about all the things he had to do to get there, all the struggles he fought through, and yet he still fought through them and did what he had to do. And did his best not to hurt black people in the process. I mean, he did, but he did his best. That's a better conversation than that low ball number of 14 trillion for reparations. That's all I gotta say about that. Like I said, it wasn't the best article. I really didn't like the headline that Vice used and the way they worded it because, like I said, it made it sound like a billionaire was asking for a handout. We're not asking for a handout. People are asking for what is owed to us. America is the last superpower. It is off of the back of black people. It's more than $14 trillion. Hell, we spend 15 times more than that on military alone. Kitten, well, it wasn't a DC rant this time, but hey, still a rant. Hope you guys enjoy. Pauline, do you have any more words about Robert Johnson? You know, you did bring this attention to the initiative. So, I mean, you get the last word on this one.
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. The article, just down to the title of the article, because my personal thought was, wait, is this billionaire seriously asking for this? My second thought, the price tag. Where did he get that number from? And like you said, it was lowballing. But I was more focused on, but just how, where? And third, like you said, he sold off BET to white people to help them continue on with the system of white supremacy, essentially. So, well, what does he expect? How is he not having this conversation? I feel like this is the kind of thinking process that a lot of these people feel comfortable in. Like there's no other way of addressing these things except for doing something like this. And honestly, it feels like a setback. However, it does allow us, you know, normal people with not much money, go, no, that's not how you do it. Now, will we be listened to? Only time will tell. But the whole reparations thing, it's a conversation. It's definitely being had. So that's
Yeah,
all
and
I. That's a
I
what?
don't even really see it as a setback. I see it's good to have the conversation because again,
Huh.
the conversation is cool, but actions, we got to start moving the needle on it.
Right.
But it's weird because most people, unfortunately, move from a position of weakness,
Mhm.
a position of powerless. That's where you see, riots is the screams of the voiceless. But
Yep.
it only gets that way when people feel like they can't do anything else. Robert Johnson has power. So you doing this crappy Vice article is not moving from a position of power. It's not going to your buddies that do politics, and Mr. Johnson, let's be honest, it's some politicians that you got you
Mhm.
could move the needle with. It's not you going in and be like, hey, real talk, vote on this goddamn reparations bill, vote on this George Floyd bill. Doing an article don't do none of that shit. They get black people out there. Oh Lord, and thank you. Mr. Johnson said something. Fuck that noise. You have power. Go exercise your power. And that's what I think so many of us forgot about and are starting to learn all over again. It's not about marching. It's not about prayers. It's not about vigils and going to church. It's about moving from a position of power. Our ancestors moved from a position of power. It wasn't just them getting beat by cops and sprayed by hoses and chased down by dogs. They put their money where their mouth is. They stopped going to work for people that hurt them. They stopped buying shit from people that said, nigga, you don't belong here. I know we're going to get demonetized for that, but I don't care right now. Because this man who has actual power or the ability to generate power and move, instead of doing that, comes out with a shitty article. And there are too many people who are going to look at this as a good thing. It's not. It's like a lot of people always talk mess about NBA players. If all the NBA players got together, they could do so much more stuff for the black community. Why? Why should they get together and do stuff for y'all when they know y'all gonna turn around and give it right back to white people? And then when they do sit around and actually do stuff for the community, y'all sit there and big up the person that do less because he slept with 600 models. But you don't care about the one that went and built a school in his old neighborhood, or the one who went and started a real estate company to buy up the land and houses around his projects. Y'all don't big up those NBA players, those football players. That's on us. They ain't got nothing to do with white people no more. That's on us. Racism, white supremacy, and anti-blackness would be gone if black and brown people didn't keep supporting it. And unfortunately, little articles like this help support that stupidity. Because again, this is a black billionaire. The article make it sound like he begging for a handout, even a black billionaire. And then even by his own words, he's lowballing the number. And then still trying to give credit for the half-ass work that people are doing to make up for this stuff. Because yes, it is half-ass work. Literally this week, the Supreme Court is about to gut the voting rights bill. But the problem is, how does the bill get so far if Democrats got so much power that black and brown people help them get again, and yet they sitting there not doing nothing? They're not using that power to stop this mess. But they want you to go out there and march and get arrested and get beat and attacked by cops while they sit in positions of power and do nothing. This is the stuff we got to stop. We have to start moving in position of powers. And I'm just talking about the billionaires and millionaires. I'm talking about the people with regular jobs. I'm talking about the people who used to be called middle class in this country before, again, we let corporations and politicians take that away from us. We move in position. We move with the power, not them. Where we don't have to worry about a billionaire, again, doing a crappy article and lowballing how much we deserve from reparations. And then and let's be clear, if you're a billionaire, you know you got publicists, lawyers. You know when an article is bad, when it make you look like something, you make one phone call and you shut that shit down. He allowed for this article to come out written this way, where it looks like he's begging. That's on purpose.
You know, I'm surprised you're not the one who found this article.
Real talk, because I rarely listen to people who have money trying to say what people who don't need and what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the time, unless it's somebody who really, really from the bottom, they don't want you to be up there with them. And that's any color, any race.
Yeah.
Again, look at this. India right now is probably one of the poorest countries on this planet. They have the most billionaires.
Yep.
They don't want nobody else up there with them. They could, the entire country of India could be saved by 3 of their billionaires. Just 3 of them. They ain't trying to hear that. And so when rich people go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, and this is where the term "eat the rich" comes in. That's where it applies. Yeah. Right,
so when rich people start talking about stuff like this, I'm always suspect. And then, like I said, when you read the headlines and go into the article, even Mr. Johnson is not even talking about, the government better do it. They got to do it. No, the article is written that way. That means the writer decided to write it that way. But Mr. Johnson, again, a billionaire. You got a publicist, you got lawyers. You shut that article down and said, excuse me, that's not what we talked about. But he didn't. He didn't. They want to make reparations like it's people begging for something that they are not owed, instead of it being people getting what they are owed. And this is a part of that type of mentality. Like I said, it probably came past on something as soon as I saw his name, Vice, and what the thing was. I'm like, why do I need to hear from a billionaire about reparations? And again, I ain't got no beef with Mr. Johnson, but this article is trash. It's trash. Speaking of things that are just surface level, was that a good segue?
That's a great segue.
Awesome. Speaking of things that are surface level, Instagram has announced their new feature where they will be highlighting Black businesses that have been on the app since, I don't know, day one. But now they're going to make a special thing where if you press the Black business, it'll give you a whole bunch of more Black businesses. And we know y'all doing this because a whole bunch of apps that are dedicated to only Black businesses are popping up, doing big, and y'all ain't trying to let that shit fly. Paulina, how do we feel about Instagram's new feature, which they just decided to implement?
I saw that new feature, a couple days ago? And, like, for once, okay, let me say this, because I like to do long-winded shit. I saw the new thing, on the whole, fucking video part, whatever, of Instagram saying, hey, here's a new feature. I saw it, Darren. And first thing that popped into my head was, woo, this is some great bullshit. Because I know Instagram. I know Facebook. I know Twitter. Well, almost. I know how that works. It's like you said. They notice now other apps are exclusively Black business owned. Help support and uplift Black owned businesses. And they're thinking, oh, we can do that too. Shut them down so we can be number one still. Just like they did with everything else. With other features that they did not have. Mm-hmm. They've been doing this. They always do this. Shut everybody else down so they can stay on top. That's number one. Number two, how the hell do you think that's going to work? Because even before this feature, there have been plenty of pages where it's claimed to be black owned when really it's revealed it's owned by some white person or some non-black person of color in reality. Faking that they're a black owned business just to get people's money. So how the hell is that going to work? How is it going to be verified? How are people going to actually believe that it's black owned business? It's a ploy. It's all a ploy. So they can just continue making money, continue being in the spotlight. Because, like, I get it. They worked silently to get this done and throwing this up on the app and patting themselves on the back after changing the algorithm and doing God knows how many other things people did not want. Now they're doing this lovely performative. This is performative.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a lot of people who have businesses on there, great, good for them, wonderful. If they're happy with it, okay, cool. Let's see how long that will last, though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how long that will last. Instagram is not a photography app anymore. I barely post on there anymore. So, what is the point of this? Just so Instagram can pat themselves on the back? I bet you most of hold on, one more. I bet you with these apps that are supporting black owned businesses, they will continue to send their agents and try to sneak in and try to see like, okay, here's what they're doing, and bring those ideas back to their headquarters and shut those apps down. Because they've been doing this over and over again ever since Facebook bought Instagram. So I'm not impressed. Not at all. No,
not at all.
They can keep it.
And that was the thing that killed me, because we literally, the last two podcasts have talked about new apps coming out that we've been trying out and looking into that are black owned, support black music, black business, everything. And then all of a sudden Instagram like, oh man, come on, man, this is like the fifth one. Again, the ones we talked about were the newer ones. It's been apps out there supporting black businesses, making black networks, connecting black business owners and infrastructure. They've been doing that stuff. Instagram suddenly decided, oh, we got to cut into that market. Because that's what it is. It's cutting into the market.
Yep.
Because black businesses have been on Instagram since day one. Black businesses been hashtagging black businesses since day one. Black business, support black business, been such a premier hashtag on Instagram. It's never out like the top 100. Never. No matter what trend comes on, no matter what event, support black business, and black business is always in Instagram's top 100. Black business has been doing this on their own for the longest. Suddenly, when there might be just a slight hint of competition from black people, Instagram wants to implement this new feature. Why aren't y'all doing that before when you realize how strong that hashtag was? Why weren't you doing that before when you realize that now that you guys have become so big in social media that any business, including ours, to follow Afro Anime Initiative on Instagram, has an Instagram page? Y'all didn't think it might be cool to say, oh, this one's black owned, this one's Asian owned, this one's blah, blah, blah. Y'all just doing that now. And again, that's still in place of the George Floyd crime bill or reparations bill. They saying, hey, we're going to let y'all business try to make more money on our service. It's not reparations. That's you still making more money off of us. Be careful of these things, people. That's all I'm saying. And again, I like Instagram. My Instagram page is cool. I use it to promote. I use it to talk to people, find new artists. Again, Instagram is a great business thing, but we got to stop giving people credit for half-ass shit. And this is another, like you said, performative move. This feature could have been in years ago. This feature could have been in before Facebook bought them, to tell you the truth. Just performative, y'all. Stop falling for the okie doke. Just stop. But again, when we get our stuff verified, don't worry, we'll be using it. We're going to promote. Hey, you're going to give us a free feature. Let them know. Cool. And then we're going to also go on all the other black-owned apps that we've been mentioning on the podcast for the last couple of months. Like I said, don't put your eggs in one basket like Mr. Dwayne Johnson. Spread it around. Spread it around. Get it in where you fit in and get a stream of revenue from everywhere you possibly can. But yeah, that's about it for that. So, speaking of more performative bullshit, oh my god, the segues are so nice today. Boba
Beautiful.
Fett, Boba Fett's actor, or is it Jango Fett? No, it was Boba.
Boba.
Boba Fett's actor is super pissed off at Disney, saying he coming for you Disney executives because you've taken the name Slave One off of his Lego set, and it looks like on all future Boba ships. P, I'm gonna let you kick off with this one because I got a lot to say too.
Um, I don't know where to start. First thing, I'm not surprised they did that. It's lame. It's really lame. Boba Fett's ship for a toy. Granted, I get why they did it, but they did it in such a bad way because first of all, how Star Wars highlighted slavery is maybe kind of sort of slightly different than real world application, but that's just me. Second, they what why? Why? I mean, if they were going to change the name, can they just find something better? But clearly, they did it for a toy. They did it for toys. So they didn't think too far past, merchandise.
Plain
I
and
don't know.
simple.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Hey Disney, you
Right.
don't get rid of the fact that slavery exists by just getting rid of the word. This is the second time they've done this. Have you noticed that there hasn't been any more Leia in her bikini, or as
Yeah.
the fandom calls it, the slave Leia outfit?
Yep.
So now, Slave One, the ship of the bad guy. I'm sorry, Boba Fett has always been a bad guy. Even in the stuff that he did in The Mandalorian, he was really doing it for himself. He's not a good guy. It's cool having anti-heroes. But the reason you can't do anti-heroes because you got so many ignorant people out here thinking that they are the good guys. That's why Marvel comic book fans can't enjoy the Punisher anymore. Everybody knew he was the bad guy. Everybody knew. He wasn't something to look up to. But then you got stupid ass cops and ignorant military men thinking that the Punisher was the hero. The Punisher was never the hero. Never. And I get it. Disney, again, we understand. But getting rid of the word slave does not erase slavery. How about you make a story or a movie where people fight a war trying to free slaves in the galaxy? Oh my God.
What?
How about that?
Oh my god.
But getting rid of the word
Oh my god.
doesn't get rid of slavery.
No. Oh, no. It's like oh my god. It's like trying to talk about racism but somebody yelling at you because you're talking about it. Like it's still happening, but as long as you don't talk about it, it doesn't exist, Aaron. If you don't talk about it. But if you do, why are you trying to bring up something that happened in the past?
Uh-huh.
Same here. Same
Yeah.
here.
So Disney, it's first of all, it's a toy. And if you're putting out the marketing that Boba Fett's a good guy, that's your fault. Because I remember when we used to buy the figures and stuff in the day, and guess what? We knew Boba Fett was the bad guy. His ship was named Slave One. Slavery was bad. Hey, that's the bad guy. My favorite thing is how the actor who plays the character who worked for Disney threatened violence, and he ain't fired yet. That was funny as hell to me. I mean, he straight up said, "Yo, I'm coming for y'all," and he still ain't fired. They still supposed to be shooting the show. The show supposed to come out the end of this year, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny. Like y'all didn't announce that he been let go. He threatened violence. He threatened violence.
Oh my god.
So okay, cool.
Oh,
I don't know.
this whole
But
thing
yeah,
is.
it's performative.
Mm.
It's perform. If you want to change the hearts and mind of young children, first of all, don't turn Boba Fett into a good guy. Let him be the bad guy and set up somebody else as the good guy. Easy to do. Marvel did it all the time with the comic books. It was always another hero hunting down the Punisher. Always. You sit here and you made the decision to try to make this a good guy to sell more merchandise because it was such a popular character. Forgetting it's a popular character because we all know he's a bad guy. And sometimes bad guys are just cool. But that don't mean that we don't know they're not bad. It's stupid. And this is the messed up part. So and this is, again, I'm bringing back up the slave Leia stuff. So they got rid of that. They didn't want to make any more toys with the bikini and all that other stuff on. Did not Leia kill her slave master?
Hmm.
Ain't she the one who wrapped the chain around Jabba's neck? Did she not make sure that that beast did not survive even before they blew up the ship? I think that's a real good story to tell slaves. I think that's something that should be celebrated. But instead, y'all are erasing it because it's called the slave Leia because she was a slave at the time. At the time, she got free, yo. I believe Boba Fett also died in that scene because he was helping Jabba the Hutt because they were both bad guys. Oh, my stars and garters. I know he alive now, but when that movie first came out, Boba Fett died, and he was the bad guy who died. Oh man, I've been reading old X-Men shit. You know, B say that like every other book. So I've been reading old X-Men comic books.
Oh, I haven't heard that phrase in so long. Oh my god, it's been a minute. Oh, I'm dying. Let me shut up. Oh man.
So man, let stop being stupid. Getting rid of the word does not get rid of the act or the implications of the act. Y'all can make a cool movie where people are fighting against slavery in the Star Wars universe. Hey, I'll watch that.
Oh, I would be all over that.
Come on. Anyway. So yeah. I mean, do you have anything else to say about Disney and their erasure of just simple things that
it's unsurprising at this point. It's like, okay, well, it's Disney just being Disney. Literally, it's just Disney being Disney. Like, are they ever going to correct themselves? Who knows? When they change CEO, I don't know.
Hold on. Are they ever going to realize that, honestly, yes, they are a kid or family-friendly company, and kids enjoy their stuff. You know, Pixar's still a bomb. The princess is still out here making money. Yes, the parks, family affair. But it's grown people that give y'all thousands of dollars.
Right.
Thousands
like the grown folks paying for this. Kids do not have jobs.
Yeah. So at the end of the day,
the fuck?
Right. At the end of the day, and adults who teach their kids this stuff that y'all bought and pass on or y'all made and pass on. Adults tell people who the bad guys are. Ain't no adult telling their kids that Scar is the good guy in the Lion King. It's not until they become adults where they tell them that Scar is the good guy in the Lion King. But when they children, they let them enjoy the movie. It's fine. As kids, if they like Star Wars, they will like Boba Fett because he looks cool, because he does cool things. And when they grow up, if their parents into Star Wars, they're going to say, oh no, Boba Fett was a bounty hunter and he tried to kill Han, Layla, and Luke. They'll tell them the truth. But as children, they just see pretty things. They can say the word slave, but they don't know what slavery is. Just like with critical race theory, we don't teach that crap until high school. When they're younger, they don't need to know none of that stuff. It's just like sexuality. We shouldn't teach that stuff into high school where they're experiencing and expressing their sexuality. They're babies. The babies don't need to give a fuck about that shit. So let the babies have their Legos and have their slave one ship. And then the adults will say, yes, slavery was bad. And Boba Fett was bad for supporting it. He's still gonna buy it because the bad guy looks cool. All right, I'm done ranting. Well, that's it for all our notes. Paulina, at the end of every podcast, I like to go around and ask the host on the show if they've seen anything else in Afrofuturism or just general geekdom that they didn't get a chance to put in here. And we talk about it right now. So, Pete, anything that you saw that you want to talk about that wasn't on the notes?
Not really. It's been a slow week. Month, actually. Not kind of.
Everybody trying to get back into the movies. Fast and Furious kick butt. A whole bunch of anime movies in Japan is making a whole bunch of money because they are at least allowed to go to the movies right now. So everybody just chilling. They just relaxing.
Yeah.
Speaking of anime, that's literally that's the only thing I got to talk about. There's this incredible show called Fruit Basket. Right now, the first two seasons are on Hulu, and the first original series from like 1996 is also on Hulu. But check the new one from 2000s. It's just dope. And the third season is out on Funimation and Crunchyroll right now, I think already. And they've already announced a dope spinoff. So right now I'm just in the world of Fruit Basket, and I love it. Or is it Fruits Basket? I think it's Fruits Basket. You'll find it. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
it's like Fruits
It's
Baskets or Fruba in
yeah,
Japanese, obviously.
yeah,
So yeah, great story. I saw the original, and I read the manga, so I'm not saying nothing.
yeah. It's dope. Super dope. I love it.
Yep.
What else did I catch up on? Loving Loki. Loki's been great. Man, I'm
Okay.
sorry, guys. I understand some people get triggered when they do this because they're super religious and don't understand joke, sarcasm, or intelligent conversation. But Kevin Feige is my Lord and Savior. He keeps delivering onto us gifts, just gifts and gifts and more gifts. And then we got Black Widow coming out, and it's just he keeps saying like, "Hey, I love you, you love me. Here are more things to enjoy." And Loki is just being so effing cool. And I'm gonna say it like this, and people are gonna get mad, but sometimes you just gotta simplify stuff. It's the Marvel version of Doctor Who, and I love Doctor Who. I love it. So thank you again, Kevin Feige, our Lord and Savior. And please don't mess up another Spider-Man. Let us pray.
What is right? Oh my gosh. And I'm over here
Yeah.
like, yes, I do believe in God and Jesus, but this is the funniest shit. Okay.
But that's it. But that's it for me. That's all I've been doing. That's all I've been doing. Loki and Fruits Basket.
Nice.
And look, I need to read all these goddamn books I said I was going to review. I just ain't been in a reading mood.
I feel it. I feel you. Trust me. I started on books and I'm just like not finishing them. Well, that because of mostly school burning me out. But yeah, no, I get it. It's been quite the year and an interesting summer so far. But
Interesting.
we're
Very
getting
interesting.
we're getting back into it. I think we are.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, and it's not that I haven't been reading. I've been reading super old stuff that I don't really feel like talking about on the podcast, to tell you the truth. Like I said, old X-Men comics. That's why the Stars and Garters thing came out. Just been
Yes.
reading old. I've been living the 90s all over again. That was
What?
my night. That was my childhood. It was the
It's
90s X-Men.
comfort. It's comfort for
Yeah.
you. I think I've noticed that too. Like I think a lot of people are going back to stuff that used to comfort them when they were younger because
Yeah.
it's been a rough year. It's been a very rough year.
Yeah.
So, hey, yeah, I don't blame you. Go ahead.
Well, all right. Well, you know what? Let's end right there. Hey, it's okay to go and find things that comfort you because things can get stressful and you need a break. So take time and do that. And while you're doing that, follow the initiative on Afro Anime Initiative on Instagram and Facebook. And while you're on Facebook, hit the Facebook page and the group. And follow us at Afro_AI on Twitter and right here on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, do all the like, share, comment, and subscribe things. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss another episode. Go get comfortable, people. Peace.